Why does the citation scare you so much instead of jail?
No, it doesn't scare me. I thought I was going to jail, and I kind of was anticipating it already.
You want to go to jail?
Kind of.
Why is that?
To get clean.
What's your take on the argument between treatment and prison?
Well, actually, prior to this, I was a probation officer, so I primarily focused on treatments for offenders, and I found that if they wanted the help, it was available to them. They had many resources. In this case, with this gentleman, it was at the peak of COVID, so resources were very limited. There was no treatment homes that were open, you know, so his only option was to go to jail, but unfortunately the jails were not accepting people for these types of crimes at that time.
You know, Kat, he painted a pretty vivid picture of the two girlfriends who had died in his arms and claims to have revived them. But it's crazy. Like, I live in Ohio, where overdoses are so commonplace that everybody carries Narcan or whatever it is to revive them. But this is part of our life, and it's tens of thousands everywhere across the country.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, officer, what you pointed out about COVID is really important, because there's a lot of people who I know. I have someone who's close to me, who's in my family, who's older, who's an alcoholic, who's been, you know, sober for decades and decades, but they're very involved in AA and, you know, mentoring and sponsorships. And a lot of their people they sponsor have been saying to them, I need to go to meetings not on Zoom. I'm really struggling not being able to go to meetings on Zoom. There's a lot of people relapsing, a lot of people struggling. When you talk about COVID and you know, having issues with lockdowns and the problems that created, you were being seen as not compassionate, but there's a lot of people who deserve compassion for all kinds of issues, and this is definitely one of them.